may feel that there is something that is controlling you, a problem, a situation that's controlling your happiness. There's controlling that you don't feel good because of this, because this situation, this person, this circumstance at your job, an illness, something someone did, or just your bank account. It seems that you cannot be happy because something is controlling you. Something is controlling your happiness, your well-being. And when we think like that, we literally go nuts, because the question is, that thing that is controlling us, what's the mechanism? Because you don't get to control it ever. You could succeed in the world and you can fix all the problems, but don't they come again, other problems? You may solve your career situation and you may have relationship problems. You may solve relationship problems and you may have health problems. Doesn't it feel like you're always inside of a situation that is controlling you? But let's explore what is actually controlling you, because the reason why something is controlling you is because you cannot clearly see it. The moment that you can clearly see it, it's not controlling you anymore. You follow me? Because the first step is to notice your attitude towards the situation and how there is something in you that says, this shouldn't be happening. These other things should be happening. This person shouldn't be behaving like this. This situation shouldn't be like this. I should have more money. I shouldn't be living this. I should be living something different. I want you just for a second to consider how much that is actually creating your suffering, creating your sense of desperation, of sense of you need to try to control everything. You try to control the situation because you feel like the situation is controlling you. But this is a vicious circle. So in order to break this vicious circle, first thing, notice in which way you are approaching the situation. Notice that thought that is crossing your mind and saying, this shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't be feeling like this. This person shouldn't be doing that. Just get into the situation. And now notice how at some point by doing this, you start noticing a crack in your perspective of the situation. So it's not much that the problem is in the world, but you realize, no, the problem is in your mind. There's people who go through the same thing that you're going and they're fine. There are many other different points of view of what you're doing, and yet you can stop bad fighting the situation or trying to control it in some way, or just suffering it straightforward. So first thing, notice your attitude. That's the first step. And then when you do that, you can then go backward one step and notice the sense of you, the sense of this character in you, this role you're playing where you are a victim of the situation. Oh, this poor me kind of thing that you're trapped in the situation even when you didn't want it. And notice how this sense of being cornered, that character in you is trying to control the situation as a response, as an attack to defend yourself, as a situation where you need to be, you cannot be resting, you cannot be peaceful. You have to be responding to the situation with all that you got and trying to turn the whole thing around. But hopefully at this point, and this is the part where I think it's incredibly difficult to do this without meditation. Meditation is just sitting and stabilizing your attention in the way that you could eventually, and this is the part where, compared to other people who say similar things that I'm saying in this video right now, I'm inserting here a very important part that I think almost close to nobody does. Person to person, in order to get this really beyond like a theoretical speculation on your life and philosophical or psychological approach, if you really want to find the truth about yourself, if you really want to find that ultimate sense of well-being and contentment, you need to explore yourself, because this is a step where there's no other way around. You have to have the calmness to be able to be observing your thoughts coming and going. Otherwise, you cannot go beyond this step. You won't see the character in you. You won't see this. It's a conglomerate between thoughts and emotions that is living in you. Just the problem that we think We are it. But you know what is that? It's just a contraction in your attention. The moment that you just open your awareness, and that's where meditations are most of the time suggesting you just be here and now, be present. For example, in mindfulness, you do a lot, be present to your senses. And if you want to give you a good tip, follow a book like this, The Tensor Revolution or The Mind Illuminated by Jula Dasa, because this is an even more practical point of view, which is you fix your attention in one object. And when you do that, you start getting a periphery, you start getting the capacity of observing more subtle processes. So it's not about concentration. It's just stabilizing your attention. And when you do that, suddenly you can observe these thoughts coming and going and these emotions coming and going that otherwise will pull you every time. You will see that, I'm trying to think about this problem. I try to find a different, I want to believe that I'm identified with my ego and all these things. But why you're not finding the solution? Why you're not seeing what the spiritual teacher is telling you? Because you haven't relaxed enough. You have to get the perspective from where you can observe this coming and going of your thoughts. And when you get to do that, you will start seeing, wait, this is a story you're telling yourself. You could be thinking otherwise, or you could be not thinking at all. There's this story that comes and tells you, you have this problem. This shouldn't be like this. This shouldn't be like that. You can feel the you defending, the you that is cornered in the situation, and you need to react. You need to control the world. You need to control the people involved. You need to control the money. You need to control the weather. You need to control the government. You need to control everything. Suddenly you're living powerless and cornered. But if you observe your mind and your emotions, you will notice that actually that is just a part of your experience. That is just a character, a player, an actor in a movie that's popping out. But in order to be able to feel this and to detach from this vortex of, I need to solve this, I need to fix this, I need to control this, in order to get out of that, you really need to step back from your own thoughts and emotions to get to see what is happening inside. And if you will really truly see this, sometimes you will even laugh at it like, oh my God. As if you would just wake up from a nightmare and realize, oh my God, I got into this thing. It's nobody's fault. This is just, it's a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding about what you are. So in order to understand, in order to see where the misunderstanding is, you need to be able to observe this interaction between thoughts and emotions and step back. And step back in the sense of why beyond. And just stay there still. And when you stay still, you see that every situation is actually an invitation to freedom or frustration. Every moment of your life, every circumstance that seems to come at you and it shouldn't be like that, and it gives you some sort of that, oh, I should be on vacations. I shouldn't be just working and waking up to go to do the job that I don't want to do. Every time, it's an opportunity to realize all this discursive story about what you tell yourself about everything. But here's the funny thing. Who's telling who what? Which part of you is telling what? Why are you talking to yourself? That's where meditation gives you this perspective where you just see what's happening. Who's talking to who? You are you. You are not two different people inside of your mind, right? So when you're able to rest through stabilizing your attention through process, again, I would recommend the 10 stages that this book recommends, because this is a step-by-step process of really accomplishing this understanding. So it lasts in your life, so you're finally free, not just a moment when you thought you got an idea because you read it in a book. No, it's the actual practice of it. So basically, if you don't stabilize your attention, you won't be able to see these patterns, these unconscious patterns, sucking and trapping your attention in the character of the movie. So the only solution is to wake up to the illusion that that part of you that is trying to control something is just a movie inside of you. What you are, everything is happening inside of your awareness. You are not just the character who is trying to solve the situation, you're also the situation. The situation is happening inside of your awareness. If you get to still your mind deep enough and not follow these thoughts. Okay, leave them there. It doesn't matter. You're beyond them already. You don't need to think. Just stay there. And as you gradually, through these 10 stages, calm your mind, it will come evident to see that this agent that is trying to control the world is not you. It's just something that appears in your own presence, your own awareness. And that is ultimately always free no matter what. So you don't need to control the world because you are also the world. So in order to realize that, you need to let go of this controlling intention, just to step back. And it may be there still. The thoughts and the emotions may have a momentum, but just through practicing, maybe in the beginning, if you find it too challenging with an object, and this object, you can make it subtle, until you find this huge perspective, and you can anchor yourself into awareness itself. And then you see all the things coming and going. And when you see that, you will see this controller and this situation to be controlled just popping, appearing and disappearing, arising and passing, as they say in Buddhism. You will see that it's coming and going, and then you will see, yeah, this is true. You're free. Thoughts come and go, and you are the presence that is always behind everything. And that's where your freedom comes from. That's where you're empowering to realize that no situation can trap you unless you trap your attention in your thoughts and your emotions. So you realize step by step, by offering your time. That's the only thing you can do as a person. You can just offer yourself to sit, to meditate, stabilize your attention with an object. And then just realizing, reaching that stillness. And from that stillness, you can make all these observations that I'm making. I think some of you may have heard things similar to this before. But if this is a topic that comes again and you need to be remembered, it is because you haven't accomplished a letting go that will allow you to sink a little deeper into stillness. That's why I recommend the 10 stages of attention stabilization. Because in there, you can gradually go to the point of view that you can clearly see this, not just words that you want to believe, explanation that you want them. You sort of guess that they are real, but you cannot really fully integrate it, so you cannot actually live in that freedom. If that happens to you, my friend, know that you're not alone. But if you're watching this video, it's because all this is also appearing inside of your awareness. I am appearing inside of your awareness. I am you. You are me. We are the same one. And you say, okay, then what to do? Well, connect with the stillness beyond all the things that come and go. And if you want to have a step-by-step process on how to do a structure for that, then follow the 10 stages from where you will be able to not just intellectually understand what I'm saying, but actually fully live in an experience. And that will bring a release in you that will get a smile in you. And you will realize that you are everything. The problem, the solution, the person involved, the other thing involved, you are just everything. You are just, the aliveness pervades everything you could ever experience, even from the standpoint of a person in a body. It may look like a problem. It is never a problem, because aliveness itself, your presence, is so incredibly fulfilling that your standpoint of any situation that may come will be always peace. And the right response for love and care for everything and everyone involved, this is natural, because you are everything and you know it. And when you know it, there's no other possible way of action. You don't need to worry to do this, to do that, to control the situation by reacting like this. No, I'm not saying in the other side, just ignore the situation like it's not there. Well, see it. And when you will see it, you will react with love. That's the way you know you're actually tapping into this profound stillness beyond all this manifestation of life. Because only love comes out of you. And from a loving attitude and response to the situation, you will be able to bring freedom, not just for yourself, but for everyone involved.